afraid this video might get me into some trouble. Oh well. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Obsessive Compulsive Gaming. I am the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, and this is why I simply cannot stand the Fallout series of video games. So dear viewer, if you like this video, don't you dare forget to like, subscribe, and all that other fun stuff. So I will be remiss, dear viewers, if before I tear the Fallout games a new butthole, if I didn't tell you a little bit about these games. So let's do that in the only way I know how. Badly. Fallout first appeared all the way back in 1997, a year I remember fondly as the year the movie Titanic came out. Did you know, dear viewers, that I saw the movie Titanic 27 times in the cinema, and managed to inconspicuously masturbate, cry my eyes out, during 17 of those particular cinema screenings. In fact, that's the very reason I have a criminal record today. But we're not here to talk about that. We are here to talk about the bollocks that is the Fallout series of video games. So the first one released in 1997, the second one released in 1998, Fallout 3 released in 2008, New Vegas, which appears to be everyone's favorite game in the series, released in 2010, and Fallout 4 released in 2015. Now please note, most of my criticisms to this series of video games will be thrown at Fallout 4, because it is the game that I very unfortunately, very sadly, sank 70 hours of my precious time into. Time that would have been better served interfering with myself anally, using a copy of the Sun newspaper. And for those of you abroad who don't know what the Sun newspaper is, it is, well, a newspaper that used to have naked women on page 3. Sadly, it doesn't have that anymore because there was an epidemic of old gentlemen masturbating in their local newsagents. At least that's the story I tell everyone. Now, the reason we probably don't get naked pictures on page 3 anymore is because it's misogynistic or degrading to women or makes your wife jealous or some such nonsense. Again, we're not here to talk about that. We are here to talk about Fallout. And let's get started. Why do I not like this series of video games? First of all, it started off as one of those top-down isometric video games, which I simply cannot stand, so we don't need to say any more about that. It continued with that kind of formula into Fallout 2, which again I could not bloody stand. All the way into Fallout 3, which released for my beloved PlayStation 3, and this game is very much like Fallout 4. Looks like complete and utter arse, plays like complete and utter arse, has a story about as exciting as trying to read the fucking Braille version of Pride and Prejudice. And you might be thinking, oh, OCG though, Fallout 4 came out in 2015, that game must have surely looked stupendous on the PlayStation 4, to which I say, go back and look at the early gameplay of this bloody game, and you tell me if it looks good or not. Spoilers, it doesn't, looks like arse. It has more bugs than fucking Cleopatra Snatch would these days. You know, because she's dead, so... and probably mummified, I have no bloody idea. So these games all deal with the same old bullshit, the some nuclear holocaust or some such nonsense. You wake up and then have to team up with certain factions, including men wearing armor and a detective who somehow fucking lost his nose and other some such ruffian groups. I don't pay attention. So these games have you traipsing over some quote-unquote open world, talking to characters, which plays out very much the way that the Mass Effect cutscenes do, where your character just stands fucking still, looking like a mannequin talking to some other geezer who was also standing still looking like a mannequin, and you can make little dialogue choices which may or may not make a difference to the game. In my case, it makes absolutely no difference whatsoever, because it doesn't make the story any more exciting, it doesn't make the visuals any more better, and it doesn't make my time with the game feel like anything but a complete and utter waste of my bloody time. Yes, you can customize a character, yes, you can play as a man or a woman, but you can do that in a million other video games. That's not something that Fallout invented. I'll tell you what else Fallout didn't invent: the toaster, because that was invented by some Mr. Toaster back in the 18th century. I have no bloody idea. What I'm trying to say is the Fallout games do absolutely nothing different, nothing revolutionary, nothing groundbreaking. They just simply are. Fallout 3 came out, people loved it. Fallout New Vegas came out, people seem to love that even more, but I'm not playing it. Fallout 4 came out at a time when we had such amazing looking video games like the Batman Arkham series and Metal Gear Rising Revengeance and Max Payne 3 and Bayonetta. And then along comes this archaic looking piece of shit, Fallout 4, which looks in worse condition than my grandmother's snatch after she attended that orgy all the way back in 1899. And don't even get me started on that other piece of shit that Bethesda made, the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim, or whatever the hell it's called. We will get to that piece of shit in another video. I'm probably losing more and more of you as this video goes on. So, let's wrap up. Do I enjoy the visuals of these games? No. Do I enjoy the stories of these games? No. Do I enjoy the dialogue choices in these games? No. Do I enjoy the shooting in these games? No. Do I enjoy having to team up with different factions in these games? No. Do I enjoy the characters in these games? No. Are you seeing where I'm going with this? Fallout, Fallout 2, Fallout 3, Fallout 4, and probably any future Fallout game that they release will no doubt be a complete and utter piece of dogshit. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my totally unbiased and well thought out opinion of the Fallout series. If you enjoyed this little video of mine, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed it, which I imagine quite a lot of you will not have, then feel free to give me a thumbs down. But please remember the single most important thing I always tell you, dear viewer, and that is to always stay obsessed with gaming.